He's never sick, ever.
Hi.
And we keep meeting kids older than him that are vaccinated that aren't as advanced as he is. They're not walking. They don't talk as much as him.
He's so cute. You also are unvaccinated. So we want to hear from you too. But I think we're going to start with Mummy. Hi. Now, you know what? He's liking the lens on your camera as well.
Yeah.
So these two are unvaccinated. So let's hear. Hi, Mummy. How?
Hi.
What's your name?
Jessica.
Jessica. So that was a funny face. So Jessica, tell us about your first child who's not here right now.
So he was fully vaccinated, and they gave him the varicella vaccine 3 times. And
At what age?
Oh God, he was 2.5, and he went to visit my mom in Georgia, and they just gave him the vaccine there, and then he came back and they just gave it to him again, and because he didn't have the vaccine card with him, and so they just kept shooting him up with it. And I've had problems with him from the get-go. When he was like 3-4 months old, he would just lie there like he was in a coma, and he has a 3-month-old baby now that's so active and looks just like him, but is nothing like he was at that age. And then when he was his age, he was just sneaking out of the house and constantly getting into things and just wouldn't listen. And I had problems with the school, and they told me, a counselor told me I had PTSD. The school told me they thought he had ADHD. He can't focus. And he's been tested, and he's really intelligent, but he has a really hard time just sitting still and focusing and paying attention. And at one point they told me he had some behavior diagnosis. I forgot what it was, but I could never get help. I always tried to get him tested, and I didn't want any more kids after him. And before I had kids, I'd see people with every once in a while with those kids that just acted so badly, and I would think I would never let my kid act like that. But then once I had him, I realized they had no control over it, and neither did he. And then one day he put his head in my lap and he was crying, and he asked me, "Mom, what's wrong with me?" And it was the worst feeling in the world, because I didn't know how to help him, and there's nothing that I could do, and I tried so hard. And he struggles in life now, and he's 19 and he has a baby, and he struggles to, like, he doesn't think he could get through college, because he's not smart enough, because he can't focus or sit through a class or pay attention. And it's sad, and it breaks my heart. And these two are so different, and if I hadn't vaccinated him, it would have been like this, and it would have been easier, and there probably wouldn't be so many years between my kids. And she wasn't perfect, and she behaves well, and the teachers always tell me how great she is, and they wish they had more students like her. And she studies, and she focuses, and she listens, and she's articulate, and she does her homework, and it's just like 360 degrees. It's completely different. It's nothing like what her brother was. And I just wish that I hadn't vaccinated him. I wish I had known more. I wish I had known how bad it was. And
You're definitely not on your own with that wish. We all wish we hadn't vaccinated.
Yeah.
Let me speak to you, lovely 10-year-old. So you were saying earlier, before we came on camera, or your mummy was saying earlier, that you're frightened about the future.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared that they're going to be stricter rules about vaccines, and if a person doesn't vaccinate and they don't have enough money to move out of the country, what's going to happen to them or other people, and just different laws and what is happening with the vaccines. I'm scared that they're going to change it in a way to make it that more people have to vaccinate, and I don't want to be vaccinated.
Well, then you never will be vaccinated. You just got to stand your ground. And they're saying, what a smart, lovely, beautiful young lady you are.
Thank you.
Is what everybody's saying on here. Now, I would interview him, but I don't know that I'd get very far. He's such a cutie. So basically, the bottom line of your experience, you've got one vaccinated son who struggles, you've got 2 unvaccinated, beautiful children. that are not ill, sick, or
I was in the ER with my oldest all the time, constantly. He had to get tubes in his ears. We were at the doctor nonstop. He was always sick. He has asthma now, and these two are never sick, have never had any problems, have never had anything wrong with them. Never been to the hospital except when she fractured an arm.
do you get any abuse for not vaccinating?
I haven't really had problems, but I only go around people that believe the same things we do. But we've heard of a lot of people who have had a really hard time. I know people who haven't been able to take their kids to camp. People who haven't been able to go to school. The school told us that they were going to start telling the kids that they couldn't come back because they're not vaccinated. So I personally haven't had those problems, but I know lots of people that have. And it's sad. It shouldn't happen like that.
Do you have any advice to people who think that they should vaccinate?
Well, they should look at the people who have vaccinated and see if they want their child like that or them to be like that.
Exactly what they should do. Then look at the unvaccinated and think, I think I'll take that. And that'll be that. Listen, thank you so much. Now, did you sign the bus on behalf of your...
Not yet.
You must do that. Johnny Alsom's out there with the pen
Okay.
and the number.
Okay.
And your camera equipment is about to get sorted out. We've already got a camera down. And there we go. Alright, that's how children should be, everybody. Okay, thank you for Periscope. Thank you so much for coming and telling your story. And we've got more stories, people.